this is Joanna Stern of Laptop Magazine, and today we've gotten a look at Samsung's Q1EX. It's an update to Samsung's Q1 Ultra. We're going to give you a quick look at the new UMPC now before we bring it into our labs for testing. The first thing you notice about the Samsung Q1EX is that unlike its predecessor, it doesn't have a physical keyboard, and really the heart and soul of the device is this 7-inch 1024 by 600 resolution touchscreen display. And we'll show you in a few minutes how the touch display works, but as you can see, it comes with this stylus. And obviously doesn't have the full keyboard, so it uses a virtual keyboard on display. We're just going to take you through the device right now. It's very light. It weighs less than 1.5 pounds, so definitely very light for a bag, not pocketable, but going to be easy on the shoulders. So as you can see here on the left side, you've got 2 USB ports and your AC adapter. You also have a button here that's your all control delete key, which is kind of an easy access button there. Along the top, you've got an SD card reader and a headphone slot. And take you around to the left-hand side. You've got a menu toggle, which brings up an on-screen menu with a lot of shortcuts for utilities, etc. Your on and off button and a hold button here. And then we'll flip this around. There's another docking port here, and we'll show you the docking station in a second. But to flip on the other side, you've got a 1.3 megapixel camera that isn't front-facing, which we're not sure is a deal breaker, because I'm not really sure you'd want to do video conferencing by turning this around, but it's an interesting way to take still shots for sure. And then here you've got your stand, so you can prop up the display like so. As we were saying, the real heart and soul of the device is the touchscreen, but for those that are going to want a longer use case scenario, Samsung's also going to offer this docking station. So as you can see, you can pop this into the docking station like so, and immediately it recognizes the dock, and you can use the touchpad on this dock as well as the keyboard. So it definitely gives you kind of a netbook-like feel experience, and the keyboard actually is very reminiscent to that on the NC10 or the NC20. So nice key feel back, and you can simply just navigate and use the display. Of course, we're not really sure why one would, if someone was going to use this scenario all the time, you'd most likely go with a netbook purchase, but definitely gives you that free form to take this out and use this on the go with just the stylus. So on the inside, Samsung has chosen the VIA Nano processor that we also saw in the NC20 last week to power this device. It also has 2 gigabytes of RAM as well as a 60 gigabyte hard drive, and is running, as you can see, Windows XP, but will also be available with a Vista SKU. So we've seen pretty decent performance here in terms of application load times and that sort of thing. We're running our benchmarks, and we'll publish that in our full review. As you can see, streaming video has been pretty decent. We have noted that running a 720p clip was a bit choppy and definitely not as peppy as we've seen with some of the other mids, like the OQO, which is Atom processor based. But again, we plan to see kind of more performance scores at a later date. As for the touch display, it's quite responsive. It's a resistive touch panel, which means that you have to do a little bit of a harder tapping or pressing for writing. There's no multi-touch support. This is not a capacitive screen. But as you can see, it's very responsive, at least to navigating within menus. One of the things we've noted is that it's a little bit more difficult to use a finger, and I have pretty decent nails, and I'm having a harder time selecting things with just the finger, so definitely using the stylus for more precision. This was the first look at the Samsung Q1EX. It'll go for around $750, and we're waiting to make a final verdict on it, and you'll see our final review in the coming days. But we definitely think it's a compelling form factor. We like the full touchscreen experience, but again, we're wondering for the price if this is kind of the computing experience you really want when you can get a little bit more at this point in a netbook.